131 grams of oxygen. And what am I looking for? Liters of carbon monoxide. Now this is different than a chapter 9 problem, and right away I can tell that, well, there's two things that give it away that this is a stoichiometry chapter 10 problem.
There's a balanced equation.
Well, there's a balanced equation is your biggest ding, ding, ding. The second one, two different chemicals. I'm given one chemical and asked about a different chemical. In chapter 9, I was given a chemical and I asked about the same chemical. Sometimes I even left that chemical off because I was referring to the same one. In this case, two different ones. So I have grams of oxygen. Can grams of oxygen talk to anything else except for one thing? It can only talk to moles. So right away, you know you got to go to moles. What has to go on the bottom? So that it can cancel. So what's going to go on the top? Moles of oxygen. Because the only way I can talk to anything is if I'm in moles of something. And I was not given moles, so I had to hurry up and get to moles. So the grams of oxygen cancel with grams of oxygen. I'm left with moles of oxygen. Is that what the question asks for? How many moles of oxygen? No, it asks how many liters of a different chemical. So what's my next step? What's going to be, but how do you know? Yeah, what do you have? What's the whole thought process? Why do you have to do emisses? I'm going to have to cancel the moles out and get to the other chemical. So what has to go on the bottom?
Now, will the top be moles of CO?
Absolutely. The top's going to be moles of carbon monoxide because my moles of oxygen cancel. I have to, the only thing I can get to another chemical is if that other chemical is, it's got to be in the balanced equation, you're right about that. But the only way I can get to that other chemical is if it's in moles. Can I get from moles of one chemical to atoms of another chemical? No. Can I get to moles of one chemical to grams of another chemical? Nope. The only thing the only thing that they can talk to is if both of them are speaking moles. So the only time you can have two different chemicals in the same parenthesis is if both of them are moles. Does the question ask for moles of carbon monoxide? That's my only label that cancels. So you need another parenthesis. Whoop-de-doo. So put another parenthesis in there. What's going to go on the bottom? Moles carbon monoxide. What's going to go on top? Can moles of carbon monoxide talk to liters of carbon monoxide?
Yes.
The only label that doesn't cancel, is liters of carbon monoxide. Is that what the question asks for?
Yes.
Yes, so I can be done setting up my labels, and then I can go back in and fill out my numbers. So, does the magic number fairy fill in my numbers for me? No, but what does? Besides your pencil or your pen. The rules, the labels. The labels are going to determine what numbers go there. So if we have, well, pick which one. Which one do you want to do first? Okay, sure. Let's do the first one. We have moles.
1.
How do you know it's 1 and not one of the coefficients? Where's our misses? Why is it in the middle? What tells you that this middle one is a misses? Two sets of moles, the only spot where there's two different chemicals. Notice, same chemical, same chemical. Can't be the misses if it's the same chemical. Okay, so we have moles not in the misses. The number that goes there?
1.
1. Now what do you want to do? Sure, grams.
32.
How did you get 32? There's no 32 in this problem.
There's 2
Off the periodic table.
Off the periodic table, 1 oxygen is 16. I have 2 of them, so that's 32. Now what? Okay. The moles and the misses? Sure. Where do we get the number for the misses? The part I missed in high school. Coefficients. What's the coefficient in front of carbon monoxide? 2. What's the coefficient in front of oxygen? Okay. What do you want to do now?
Liters.
Okay, sure. Let's do liters. What number goes there if liters is in a parenthesis right now?
Right now. Look, she's going to change that on us.
Not for, no. In chapter 14, there is a second special spot. That's 14, though. This test is over 9 and 10.
Okay.
Yeah, well, sometimes special spots are nice. So, the only number we have left is, how do you know that's 1?
Because it's not in the misses.
Okay, moles, not in the misses, the number that goes there is 1. Okay, so now what do I do?
131 divided by 32.
131 divided by 32 because 32 is in the bottom.
Then you
Times 2 because 2 is in the top. Times 22.4 because 22.4 is in the top.
183.4.
Easy cheesy, as my 4th graders would say.
Now, this may be a stupid question, but because we